And we're off.
It's just funny how people, for some reason, people other than us ranking something really cracks me up.
But when we do it, it's fine.
When we do it, it's super serious.
Yeah.
But like other people doing it, it's like kind of a joke.
Yeah,
you know?
they're like, yeah, I know, man.
When we do it, it's like official record.
Yeah.
Now people know.
Let it be known.
That the White Album's #1 and Please Please Me is #2.
I forgot, actually, that was the order.
I loved it. And I think Luke reached out and said, it's pretty spot on. Because that's the way I feel, is that like the later stuff and the really, really early kind of rock and roll stuff is the best. I'm not a big mid-period Beatles guy.
What's mid-period?
Like Rubber Soul. Like,
yeah, because I like Rubber Soul.
Well, I know you like it, and it's great.
Yeah.
But I just mean, for me, it's like...
But like Revolver's not middle period.
I consider that middle period.
Oof, that's...
And I know it's great.
Toxic.
Some of the best songs all time. But I feel like White Album, it's like confident, serious album making.
I think that the White Album, because I like the Beatles, so I've thought about this a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like a combo. Oh, you're trying to get into Rolling Stones.
I'm on it.
But have they paywalled you and they won't let you read it?
Thanks for subscribing.
What? When did you do that?
Did I just pay money?
You might have just paid.
I just said okay to something, but I don't have like a credit. Maybe I do.
$5 a month, I think it is.
I'll have to check. Thanks for subscribing.
We got 3 new patrons today, so that hooks you up. You may be doing like a trial or something.
I have no idea. Anyway,
it looks like looks like a worthy article. Sure.
Let's take advantage today of this $5.
Well, I think the thing about the White Album is that it's a combination of like intense, like peak level artistic creativity.
Yeah.
And like unstoppable, like freight train, like too many ideas, like manic, like genius, and the combining that with like the dissolution of friendship and like making that all work together. And Tusk is a similar record where it's like the art survived through it because everyone kind of was like, well, what else are we gonna do? We have to make it. And it's sort of like those two things combining, creating a bit of a perfect storm.
Yeah. And I just think that it's the first of its kind in so many ways. And in the way that Sgt. Pepper's, was like the high peak of sort of rock and roll creativity at that point.
Sure.
Cover, music, concept. The White Album was even next level to me. Like the cover being white.
Sorry. Oh, you mean the Beatles? Oh, sorry. It's just something right. That's the thing for me.
Yeah. It's,
what number's yours?
I have a numbered one. It's,
5
can't
digits,
even think.
5 digits. You're like, it's actually, do you know the number?
No, I think it's 6 digits.
Oh,
it's like
okay, nice. Sorry,
300,000.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. That's okay. Like, there's nothing like, doesn't mean you're not like a level 2 fan.
John demanded that he get #1.
Really? Mm-hmm. So Yoko
presumably has it, yeah. Or Sean, maybe.
Yeah, not Julian.
No. But Julian and Sean have been hanging out lately.
Huge news if true.
It's true.
Yeah.
No, like tons of photos of them like on the beach, chilling.
Yeah, with Joaquin?
Maybe. But a lot of people thinking that I know
Sean's in like a weird scene, like maybe more of a like New York. It isn't the Joaquin, like it isn't that.
He's pretty LA, I think. Sean.
He's friends. I bet he's friends with like Haim or something.
Yeah,
like and
I think so.
It's just like big because he kind of had that cool band. Do you remember he started a band a few years ago with like a really hot girl, probably his wife actually. He's using the Lennon.
I think I remember that,
and they were like pretty psychedelic. It was like quite good.
Well, Julian actually made some good music in the 80s. You don't know?
Not really.
Big hit.
Yeah.
Well, it's much too late for goodbyes. Great album.
Yeah.
Valet.
You sounded like John Lennon being sung by Big Star then?
That's kind of what Julian sounds like.
Really?
Yeah, he sounds a lot like John, but a bit more like that.
Yeah.
It's a great tune.
Yeah.
The album.
He looks like his dad, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he sings like
he's his father's son. He's his father's son.
It's funny to hear him sound like him too. I'm like,
Yeah.
why does that happen?
Because he probably got abandoned in Liverpool, didn't he?
Well, I guess, but like I think it's that he tried. Like if you practice enough and you're the son, you can do it.
You're
Like,
allowed.
Jacob Dylan kind of so long
Yeah.
ago, I don't remember when.
Yeah, it's
They
a bit
said-
weird.
They said your dad easy.
Do you think that Bob's like ever listened to like?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Where he's just like, "Hey, Dad, I wrote this." He's just like,
he's probably like, well, but at the same time,
he might say you're his favorite band, actually.
yeah, because he loves like Alice Cooper and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Alice Cooper's birthday just came
Today?
Came and went. Is it today? It was a couple of days ago. I thought,
can tell you how he spent it.
golfing.
Yeah,
Scratch golfer.
A guy like that, he'll want to be out on the golf course
Yeah.
that day.
Absolutely.
And if it's not a nice day, he'll get on the jet and.
Oh, they're on tour.
Or are they? Well, he'll still play.
Well, I follow.
No days off, even on tour. That'd
No.
be like.
Well, if you're Scratch, you need to be practicing
Yeah.
every day. He probably has like a putting green in his dressing room.
the bus.
I just assume so.
Yeah.
You know, Travis Scott has a studio back there. You know, Ed Sheeran has a studio. And Alice Cooper, he's got a little kind of, maybe just one of those games that me and you played that time. Golden Tee.
That's cool.
He could have Golden Tee.
Studio on the bus. Those guys.
It's so sick.
So they're just they're touring and then they just never
I think it's
stop.
the sickest vibe. You imagine this, right? You know, forget like it being like more of a pop hip hop framework. You imagine we're on tour. I've done a couple of bus tours, and like because we don't have enough money, we're like cramming people. Like it's not space. Like it's like. But imagine if like say you're like Lennon level, right?
Sean or John?
Sean's on a bus.
Yeah.
John's on jets, dude.
Yeah, I know.
He's flying in and out, Chris Martin style. He flies.
Well,
Chris
just to
Martin used to fly
clarify,
out to
like,
get his
which
dick sucked
Lennon
by
level?
Gwyneth every night. It doesn't matter where they were. He's flying back to New York.
That's kind of Zeppelin style.
Yeah, exactly. Except they're doing it with like children, I think, and teenagers and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're flying in and out. Like, don't even play a
big
show
carbon
unless
footprint.
there's. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it. I feel like people like Chris Martin probably people of that ilk, celebrities of that ilk, like Bono's, like the ones that want to be the Pope. Geldof, we talked about it.
Yeah.
With Jess, with Jessica.
Yeah.
Like, I truly think that they think that the work they're doing for climate change, like by spreading the good word, negates their need to live by the same rules as the common person. It's like their carbon footprint is being offset. So it's like, sure, I can take a fucking plane to the jumbo jet to Davos like every week, or Mykonos or whatever. But it's fine that I sing a song about climate change because I'm helping people know about this.
Or sure, I can release my album in space.
Yeah, exactly.
Launching a shuttle.
Yeah,
Wonder
or
how-
like the U2 360 tour.
what kind of chemtrails are coming off that thing? You know what I mean?
100%. You'd have to kind of get on long wave radio to find out the truth about that kind of stuff.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I just drive around. I kind of drive around like Nevada,
Oh, yeah.
Arizona,
Done it.
and just
Scanning.
see what I can pick up
Yeah.
on the long wave.
Well, especially now that our Facebooks have been like banned for hate speech, we have to just go straight to the source, straight to Alex Jones long wave radio.
Right. That happened once I was on tour in Oregon.
Yeah, I've
and
been there.
we just like tuned into like somebody's.
Oh, like CB radio style.
It was on the dial, but it was just
Interesting.
somebody's kind of like, we're just speaking truth out here.
Oh, nice. We're just like in a tin foil.
yeah,
like
that
Yeah.
vibe, like Dr. Jacoby, Twin Peaks feel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever listened to the Mandalay Bay massacre? Like, you can listen to like the police radio, like for the hour and a half that it was going on.
No, I don't. I didn't.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's like literally, obviously, it's horrific what happened, but it's like pretty, honestly, ACAB and everything. But like, they do a pretty good job taking care of that guy. It's pretty cool listening to them like figure out how to like get up there and like what's going. It's pretty far. I mean, it's not. Listen,
right?
Talk about impossible. I was gonna say it's not impossible way of life materials. Like that's pretty eye wall.
Oh, for
dude.
sure.
But anyway, I digress. It's just nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. Yeah.
You feeling kind of?
I'm better.
You're back. You talking about some side effects you were feeling though?
Yeah, I'm still having a little trouble pumping.
We got to talk about it too, because we're trusted authorities on something, and it's good. A lot of misinformation's being spread.
Yeah, well, I don't know how other people get it, but I've been fine. Except it's getting better every time, but it's been a slow.
It's getting better every time.
It's been a slow build back up to peak. Where I was at fitness
like peak
level. Yeah, only just cardio wise, like the heart shortness of breath vibe is like other types of workouts and stuff are okay, but running has been like
interesting,
weird. Just weird is how I describe it.
Sure.
But you just gotta. I talked to my friend who's like a super athlete, like fights the fires in the summer, and like he rode his bike to Mexico for charity, just like on a whim.
On a whim, yeah.
This kind of thing. He had it.
Yeah.
And I told him, and he was like, dude, he's like, you don't just
go back.
Lay around for 2 weeks and then just go and like sprint up a hill.
No.
Like your body doesn't like to be, if you're an active person, then you lay around.
Yeah.
That's super hard on your body.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's more of a like, I got to, you do like
ease your
3K
way.
and then a couple and then 5 and then get back a bit. You get back quicker, but.
Get back.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad I'm glad I can be in the same room as you.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it'll be my turn at some
your own
point,
risk.
presumably.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
No, we're fine. We're fine.
I'm feeling good about it. It's nice of you to bring the beer and and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
I want to say thank you to the
fine people at Stella Artois.
Sure. I was just going to say thank you to the new patrons. I noticed there was a few of them today, and the thing's still building. This is Impossible Way of Life. And I wanted to talk. I have a friend who sent me. We get a lot of messages, lots of messages about all sorts of things. And
because I know you kind of handle the Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, I barely pay attention.
But
to
I've noticed, like, because I just sort of see like there's a lot of messages on there, and I'm like, I think it's almost getting to the point that
we might need a
you
media
can't
manager.
even handle it. Like
you can't even handle the truth.
No, but like it's just got to be.
It might be we need to get like in a kind of tea lady.
Yeah,
like Beatles style. Observation actually that Sam von Cruz made about this. I love this stuff. I was speaking to him on the phone the other day, and like I think I need to do this a bit more. Actually, I need to sort of. My life's a bit sedentary and and routine based. And he was he was up like working. We were just talking, and he mentioned like, oh, I just like came home for a minute because I had like 45 minutes to spare before I did something else, and just like had a drink and quickly just threw on Get Back again. Like kind of like
I know.
I'll just quickly like Joe does it, who we had on.
Yeah,
he's just like quickly rewatch that section. And he said, because like there's going to be more. I've only watched it through once.
Yeah.
He's like, quickly just do a bit of detective work, see if there's any pattern, anything I can see.
Yeah.
And he made the point that there's no guitar stands anywhere.
Yeah.
So like, you see like they have all these really beautiful guitars and they just put them on the floor all the time.
Right.
And like someone like, so when did they get invented? Like when did guitar stands become something? Because like I've said on earlier episodes that one of the reasons, and this is going to segue real nice into something you wanted to talk about, the new Chili Peppers single.
Yes.
The new Red Hot Chili Peppers single, or as your family probably just calls them, Los Chiles.
Yeah.
But
well, I only call them chilies.
Yeah, of course, because that's the same, right, for you. But I think that, like, I've said on the podcast before that, like, obviously there's, magnanimous reasons why the Beatles are the Beatles. But one of the things is that they, like, aren't trying to sound like anything. and there's no real. They're the high standard at that point, the watermark of production, and but they have really limited resources.
Yeah,
even certainly by our standards, but not by maybe Elvis's standards. But they still only have a few mics, one specific console, the rooms they're in. No one's invented guitar stands. No one's invented pop shields. I know there's lots of stuff that just they're just kind of making music. And the White Album, what was I listening to? I genuinely was listening to the White Album today. What song came on? And just one of the guitars was wildly out of tune. Spoken with Luke about this. There's no tuners yet.
Yeah.
This don't exist.
Yeah.
It's only that's when, for Luke, obviously, music gets really good.
Right. Well, I think that those theories go hand in hand, like Luke and everything you're talking about, that in the 70s, when kind of it became about precision, technique, recording perfection,
and instrumental prowess.
Yeah, I don't think in the 60s people thought about recording as needing to be
produced, even
clean and
no mixing, no such thing as mixing as a subset of you don't get a mixer, and that's the 80s.
It's really interesting what you're saying, actually, because what is even the cleanest recording of the 60s?
I don't know.
Beatles, probably.
You never even think about it because it wasn't something that was.
It's all very
wasn't desired in the same way. I don't think it was. It was we have this new gizmo, and we have this new mic. It's called a U47. We have 6 of them,
and everything is bounced and bounced and bounced and 4-track and crunched together. Yeah. So it all has that kind of muddy
saturation.
Yeah. Whereas then you get to you listen to something like Bread.
Well, I was
in the 70s, and it's just
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, or Steely Dan,
Al Stewart.
And that it kind of, for me, it sort of starts around Can't Buy a Thrill or something. Steely Dan,
Dark Side of the Moon.
Well, that's the high point, but I feel like people started caring about
caring.
Yeah, early 70s, Steely Dan, and then all of those, I feel even James Taylor, that kind of stuff.
But it does revolve most, certainly the son of that galaxy is Steely Dan.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Because it's total separation.
That is the watermark, the benchmark.
Yeah.
And then obviously the gold standard would be Donald Fagen, the Nightfly.
For sure.
That's the gold standard.
As soon as AM Gold became a thing, it's that sound, in the 70s, that sound, it needed to be clean.
FM radio.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's what it is.
AM Gold. It's complicated.
Sorry, we've been through this. It is FM.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm not too sure about that. Anyway,
it's definitely the FM's the fidelity one.
We had a whole episode, and I
figured
knew
it
this,
out.
and it's there's just too
probably
much
means we have to do too much
to put in a
perspective.
person's brain, and you have to make room.
Too much perspective.
I've listened to that Chili's today, and that's all I can think about.
I listened
but
to it.
But this is really interesting, though. What you're saying is actually, I find very interesting and true, because if I think about every recording from the 60s that I really, really like, even down to Pet Sounds, beautifully recorded album,
of course.
It still has that kind of, it's very much it's all played and it's not separated, and it's a beautiful symphony of sound, but it is muddy.
Yeah, dude.
And it's not technically,
and I don't want to get into it just yet. That's what the fucking Chili's sound like, man. The Pepsters.
Technical.
No,
clean.
but it still sounds.
Oh yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah.
And we can talk about that single.
No, they got the sound.
Kind of got that sound. There's moments where you're like, whoa, it's just bass guitars, drums, and it's kind of ripping and a bit shit. Well, not really shit, because I think that I think they would have a more Beatlesy vibe if Chad Smith wasn't the drummer. Because I think that I think for Shante, he's up there for me. He's very Beatles.
I'll tell you what. I heard the track for the first time the way it should be heard.
Yeah. Tell me how.
Driving around.
Yeah.
And just came on.
Driving around in
100.3 The Q. The Islands rock.
Nice, yeah.
And they were just we're going to just said we're gonna dip back into this new Chili's hit because everyone's requesting.
Everyone's talking about it.
Everyone's talking.
Everyone
about
wants to hear this song.
They're like, and
it's fresh.
Say, Anthony Kiedis, he always finds some kind of hook, some kind of vocal, and this song is no exception. So here is Black Summer.
Yeah.
I
are you prepared?
Yeah, and
maybe want to pull in.
I'll tell you, yeah, pull over. Yeah,
pull over. It's that. Are you sitting cock in hand right now?
Yeah.
Because this is pretty virile stuff.
And it came on, and they said, the guy explained it, the radio DJ said, Frusciante's back in the band.
Which is great.
I said, okay, check.
Yeah, yeah.
They said, Chad Smith on drums, Flea on bass.
Classic.
And I'm like, okay, cool, classic lineup.
Yeah.
The song comes on right away. I said, I turned to Alex and I said, that sounds like the Chili Peppers to me.
Pepsters.
Yeah. And everything was going great.
Yeah.
Until this kind of new singing style came on that Kiedis is doing.
He's changed his vowel. Yeah, he's changed his vowels up.
He's pirate.
He's gone
singing.
Pirate for sure. Yeah.
China's on the dark side of the moon.
Yeah.
It's kind of Irish pirate.
Well, I noticed actually when I Googled, it's funny you say that because I noticed he's changed a few of his vowel sounds for sure. Also in the video, I mean, he's looking good, but he's getting a bit Iggy Pop. He's a beautiful man, right? Mm. I guess he is probably about 70.
Well, and he's had a brutal history of drug abuse.
Yeah, no, Iggy.
He
looks good. Like it's just the muscle density's not there like it used to be.
Right.
He's more kind of like he's skinny and cut. It's kind of like what I'd like to look like, frankly. Mm-hmm. But he used to be a bit jacked. And now he can't, it's like kind of yoga jacked now. It's not like gym jacked.
What is he, like 60?
At least. I mean, this is another thing to talk about with regards to this is like the old guard, like.
Well, this is what I was going to say is I think the Chili's are making a play here.
Okay.
With this new single.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, I think we're still topical. Here, Grohl style. Like,
I think maybe they're doing it like they're not with Grohl.
Yeah,
either.
they're like, we're still the same band we were.
And also, we're bigger than you.
Yeah.
If anyone is getting in to like, I mean, are they in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Is Grohl in it? I can't even remember.
Yeah.
Or did he like...
he is with Nirvana.
Yeah.
And Foo Fighter. I think both.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
But like...
Chili Peppers, though, this is what they're saying. They're like, to Dave Grohl, they're kind of like, you go ahead, like, hang out with Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
We're still a band.
Yeah.
Like, we're not trying to, like, get in with, like, Pete Townsend and shit. Like, we're still, like, relevant,
we're
making
still
records.
Fucking.
Unlimited Love, new album title.
Exactly. The opposite kind of vibe of, like, the, like, divide and conquer mentality.
Right.
I mean, there are camps. I mean, it's Dave Grohl on a new Liam Gallagher song.
Okay.
Fucking for real, man. I'm not even
drumming.
Fucking joking. Yeah, he's fucking drumming. Best drummer in the world, mate. Other than fucking Ringo, you see what he's doing, right? He get in touch with me. Let me just go on my phone. I can't fucking remember the name of my new song, so let me just pull it up, mate.
Why would you? That's very Liam.
You go fucking get us a fucking Stella out the fridge, mate, and I'll pull up my fucking new song. Give me a second, because I want to fucking talk a little bit about it, because I didn't really do any research on it yet. Listen to Liam Gallagher's new single, Everything's Electric. Co-written by my mate, fucking Dave Grohl. Mad for it, Dave Grohl. Listen, me and fucking Dave teamed up, to fucking write a song. You've heard She's Electric? Well, now everything's electric.
Thank you. I was going to go there, but...
So it's the first fucking single. It's the first song I've... No, I don't want to read that bit. Hang on. Yeah, man. Apparently... Okay, this is James is back now. According to the press release, the pair won... This is good. Fuck, I wish I'm glad I don't read this stuff before. Because it's funnier when I react.
Yeah.
According to the press release, pretty rock and roll, like kind of like an artist statement.
Yeah.
The pair wanted to meld, quote, the thunderous dynamics of Beastie Boys' Sabotage with the spiraling tension and danger of the Rolling Stones' Gimme Shelter. Okay.
Whoa. That's quite a combo.
So it sounds like interest. I mean, Liam's just normally John Lennon, right? Anyway,
Grohl's influence.
Gallagher's going to play it. Yeah, it is. He's going to play it. He's buzzing to play it at Nebworth. But yeah, it's fucking going to be biblical, mate. But yeah, co-written by
He said it's going to be biblical?
It's going to be fucking biblical, mate. No doubt in my mind.
Is he still...
No fucking doubt in my mind.
Does he still have like...
You what? You fucking what? Were you fucking asking me a question?
Do you still like
talk to me? Yeah, you talk to me.
All honesty, Liam.
You talk to me.
In all honesty, like, you know, be real with me.
Yeah,
here.
mate. Fucking
Do you
always
still
real.
have that mentality in your mind, that belief that you are the greatest?
No doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Number one, mate. Number one singer. Number one rock and roll singer of my generation. And you know what? Who's the number one drummer? Dave fucking Grohl, man. No, fair play to Nirvana, though.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah.
You know.
You like Nirvana.
Fair play. That's all I'll say about it.
Yeah.
You know. I only like two bands.
Yeah.
Fucking Stooges and the fucking Beatles.
No Nirvana.
Fair play to Nirvana, yeah. But I only like fucking two bands.
What about, I heard you were trying to sound like the Beastie Boys, though.
Never heard of them.
Right.
Fucking right. Dave writes
Rolling
that stuff.
Stones, no? Give Me Shelter?
Fair play to the Rolling Stones, yeah, but the Beatles.
You got to pick one, right?
Yeah, you have to fucking pick one, man. End of the day.
And you, for sure.
Yeah, it's like fucking City and United, man. I'm not going to fucking support those Munichs, am I? You know what I mean? It's fucking war. It's a war between the Beatles and the Stones. End of the day, mate, it's a war.
Yeah.
You know, there's a fucking war between Nirvana and fucking Foo Fighters. Never heard them.
Yeah.
But, nah, Dave got in touch with me, yeah?
Yeah.
And he said, listen, man, I'm making a play for B2, yeah? And I want you... I've heard that you would be John, yeah?
Yeah, if you considered being John in B2.
And one of the fucking issues for him, is that John Frusciante got in touch with him and John was like, no, man, I'm in a real band, yeah? And I don't want anything to do with this hocus pocus bullshit of trying to come up with some new version of the Beatles when I'm fucking out there. Endless love, man, unlimited love. I'm back. And so he's back with the fucking Chili's, yeah?
Yeah. You like
man.
them?
Nah, man. It's fucking guys walking around with fucking, fucking socks on their cocks, man, singing songs about pain. My fucking ears are in pain. You know what I mean? Listening to that shit.
Right.
Yeah. No, man. I'm just about rock and roll. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this whole B2 thing. I mean, you think that like you and Grohl kind of teaming up sort of could be like a sort of a sign of things to come.
No doubt in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. I do think that it's interesting that it seems like the Chili Peppers thing, get back to it, but there are these plays being made by this old guard I don't even think, and this honestly, that thanks to Zach Gray as well, patron, friend of the pod, big shout, because he kind of started this off with that article now I just sound like Liam Gallagher. I'm just like fired up. He fucking started this off. Yeah. This is what I sound like when I go home for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Back to England. Yeah. Fucking bad. That's what end of the day, man. This is what I fucking actually sound like,
Yeah.
People fucking know when they're back home, man. They know me. I fucking show up in the fucking bar for a fucking pint. Yeah. They know me. That's the Beatles guy. He knows he's from the Impossible Way of Life guy. Yeah. It's fucking James from Impossible Way of Life. Yeah.
Right.
Get him a fucking
That's
pint.
cool,
Get him
man.
a pint. Kick off if you don't get him a pint.
Yeah.
He's got tattoos. He'll stab you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I do think that it's that article of old music destroying new music is like, I think that these guys, you've got the top echelons, right? Mm-hmm. And probably, which is like Beatles. All those guys, Neil Young, selling their shit because it's worth a fortune. And then people like Grohl and Liam Gallagher would be in this world. And certainly Los Chiles are in there.
Yeah.
Are like, that's who intimidates them. They're kind of like, shit, like they're taking all the money and they've probably got teams of lawyers like Grohl, so being like, you need to like, get in now because this music's a sinking ship. Like you need to take up as much bandwidth as you can.
Yeah.
There's no new music, so we're selling nostalgia. Like, just do that. Team, you know what? We're going to team you up with, like, who you want? Damon Albarn? Well, Damon wouldn't do it, actually, because he's too much of an artist. But it is like, it makes so much sense that it's like so sleazy that Dave Grohl and Liam Gallagher, who probably have like no interest in each other musically, have been like putting up. They probably never even met. Frankly.
But to be honest, it's just so streamlined. Like, it's not any different from like Paul McCartney and David Bowie teaming up in they're classic rock artists now.
Yeah,
like, and so they're just like, hey, we're like, you know, from the same era.
We're the vanguard.
Yeah, exactly.
We're the vanguard. Like, we can suck some more money out of this system by make the song, and also like the I've not even heard the actually, you know, I'll review. We'll see if the Liam one's good next episode. See if it's available.
The new album?
Is it out? The new song?
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, I know it's just a single. It might not be out yet.
Speaking of what you're talking about, though, the thing came out today, like 2021. Which musicians made the most money?
Yeah,
and like it's just so hilarious, dude. Like, what do you think the list is? Like, you're thinking like, okay, like The Weeknd or like
you think it'd be like Dua Lipa.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You're like, okay, and then like number 10 is Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then it's like these people that's like number 4, Paul Simon. And you're like, I was like, what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, 340 million. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh yeah, the publishing
stuff,
thing.
Yeah.
And it's like number 1 with a bullet, Bruce Springsteen.
Incredible.
560 million. And I'm like, what is
Guys
happening?
are like hanging out with
people?
Bezos on like yachts, getting like bridges to be rebuilt because the yachts are too big to get through the fucking, you know, marinas and stuff.
I know. I actually found out some intel too, because like, number 3, Jay-Z,
Tidal,
because he sold it.
Interesting.
So everybody's talking about how Tidal's like owned by musicians, but he sold 80% of it to Square. That do the
little Visa guys. For merch.
So they actually own Tidal now, which I didn't know, but a lot of people, that was probably a little bit of a hush-hush deal for a cool couple hundred.
What a G Jay-Z is, eh?
Yeah.
It's also cool, like, like he kind of sort of, it seems as though, and I don't know too much about it, but it seems like, because doesn't he work at the NFL too? Like, he's kind of like brokered the deal to like solve the Kaepernick stuff, because I think Jay-Z sort of was working there a couple of years ago, and now it's just done. Like, now it's solved because the you know, we don't need to get into the NFL.
Well,
and stuff,
you know you know what's happening with that.
No,
the big boys are getting involved. Spike Lee, new doc coming out on Kaepernick.
Yeah, okay.
So that's going to be
but that's going to make the whole scene of this like show, this halftime shows are going to be like weird, like under with the shadow of like a Spike Lee documentary about it.
It is odd.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know enough about that stuff to talk about it, but I've got the Liam Gallagher.
I'm looking forward to the halftime show, but I know what you mean.
You know,
there is a bit of
it's like racism solved or something. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Everything's electric. Let's just like, so what? Sabotage and Gimme Shelter.
Okay.
Okay.
Give Me Shelter.
I'm Sabotage.
Yeah. Weird chorus. It's really like Taylor Swifty or something. Sounds like some auto tuning on that vocal, dude.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna say
It sounded pretty tuned up.
2-word review for that one.
Yeah, that sounded bad.
That sounds like a co-write. I mean, he doesn't write his own songs, but it sounds like Grohl's got his team in. Yeah. Well, I know he works with the Mike Snow guys.
I don't want Liam tuning up vocals. It's weird.
It doesn't need it.
I like it a little loose with him.
Well, he's got an incredible voice. I mean, he's a lot of that range. It's kind of like Bryan Adams. It's like you sing like that without... I was reading...
I never thought he had like a big range, though.
No, but he has the grit, right?
Yeah, but that's...
He's lost a lot out, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I was reading an interview with Frank Black.
Yeah.
Talking about, like... his voice, and like he was being asked, and it was just like a part of the interview. It was like, how do you manage to sing like that? And he's like, oh, I like early on got like lessons from like an opera singer about how to do, who these guys are doing it 4 hours a night, like how to like sound as if you're singing at 100% but actually be doing like 60%. He's like, so I've just kept my voice. I can just do it. It's like which is pretty chill.
It's like Tony Bennett, man.
Yeah.
Never smoked and never drank. That was his thing.
Well, the Paul Rogers thing that we did kind of like,
Well, I haven't heard him sing.
Ancient wisdom.
I'll have to check out the new tour with Skinner.
Oil. Did he get back to you yet?
Not yet. No. I don't know.
Strange that he wouldn't get back to you. It's strange to me that someone like Paul Rogers wouldn't get back to you like a guy from Vancouver who has a comedic
fellow musician. I might have wanted to get him on a session or something.
It's strange to me. You'd think that
maybe you want to back me up on a session.
It's just gonna
That's what I said in the postscript.
It's going to be such a shame that he won't get to jam with you.
Yeah, well, he still has time.
Yeah. But it does kind of segue into what we were going to talk about a little bit.
Thanks for subscribing, Rolling Stone. Yeah, I wanted to bring this up.
You just joined Rolling Stone.
Brought to our attention by...
you know what it could be? They could know, like, they could know it's you. It could be like your VPN or whatever. You're like, they know, like, oh, this is Johnny Payne.
Yeah.
Johnny Payne from Impossible Way of Life.
Well, they were already kind of about to review me.
They were monitoring you. Kind of like it's kind of like a...
Yeah. They're like, well, let's just get, let's get all his info so that when we reach out for the interview, it's easy.
It's easy.
It's easier.
Yeah. Give him we don't even need promo codes.
Yeah.
Well, you can just write your own articles on Rolling Stone now. That's their new business model.
That's cool.
You can pay to give yourself a 5-star review.
They should hire us to just do these kind of lists.
Let's talk about this one.
This one's
good.
Actually, it was sent to us by Luke Paquin, friend of the pod.
I've heard of them.
Foreign correspondent. I thought it was brand new, but it's actually from 2008.
Even better.
Yeah. But it's still relevant in the iWall universe.
Majorly
because this
relevant.
Is the 100 greatest singers inside the ballads.
Oh, so it's like kind of an insider's take of who's...
So what
kind of
they
explain
did,
to me exactly
what
how
they
it works.
did was they sent a ballot, essentially a piece of paper with 20 squares on it.
Okay.
To a bunch of rock stars, Keith Richards, Courtney Love, Ozzy Osbourne, and more.
Yeah, I mean, if this is
interesting headline here.
Yeah.
Keith Richards, Courtney Love, Ozzy Osbourne, and more.
Trying to think of what they were famous for at the time. Like Keith Richards, what's he doing in 2008?
Staying alive.
Yeah, he's still kind of like, how's he
at top
alive?
of his game.
Ozzy Osbourne's got his show with Sharon, so he's massive.
Courtney Love.
She's the only woman at this point that is in music or something.
I'm not too sure.
It's like it's her or Tori Amos. They're like kind of, or like Fiona Apple.
Well,
it's 2008.
No, this is way later than that. You had lots of big female artists happening at this time.
Like,
I'm not too sure the reasoning
like meant
is.
To be cool or something.
I think they just think she's a rocker.
Yeah, she's a singer.
She's a rock singer.
Well, they could have been like Melissa Etheridge. It's that kind of era, I think.
That's more 90s.
Is it?
So was Courtney Love,
Courtney
though.
Love's done at this point.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't get it. It's a weird sub-headline.
So they're the top three.
So anyway.
I don't know how David Crosby feels
we
about
can
that.
just, we can start, as we do, start right at the back here. This is, it's only 23 people who did it.
It's pretty, okay. So they picked, and does it seem like just anyone who they could, you know what it could be? It could be like the content hustle that you experience these days didn't really work as hard back then. Like, it wasn't like there was many. It was like you had to be pretty. It's probably like Ozzy Osbourne's publicist who did it for him or something.
Yeah.
I can barely imagine him remembering 23 people's names, let alone 20 singers.
Well, his is quite a lot of fun. So here we start. This is kind of a strange one. Yusef Islam.
What, Cat Stevens? Yeah.
He's the first one here. Official ballot. He only did 5 out of 20. I don't know why.
It couldn't be fucked, or he's just like, 5 is done. It's
yeah,
only
he's
5.
like, I only rank in 5s. I thought it was maybe he's like, don't tell me how to rank.
Yeah.
I only do 5.
Yeah,
because that's how I
absolutely.
feel. Kind of.
He got kind of like, he wasn't in Gitmo exactly, but he kind of was. He banned from the States for just for being Muslim
I don't
at
know,
one point.
probably post 9/11.
Well, he was, I think. He like got arrested at the airport.
Yeah, I think he. Anyway, his is all soul here. Stevie Wonder, Sam Cooke, Ray Charles, Nina Simone, Aretha Franklin.
Decent list. No Paul Rogers, but
No, and let me just say here that from what I've gathered from these lists, it's all about like voice, singing voice,
not technique.
No, that's what I did a little bit more digging.
You deep
This is
dived.
people's kind of best sounding voice.
Okay.
And not technical.
Yeah.
No. Next we've got here Steve Cropper of Booker T and the MGs, Stax sound.
Yeah, so is he going to rep someone from the Stax universe?
This is pretty Ray Charles number 1.
Okay, yeah.
There's a lot of Ray Charles on this list.
I mean, he's pretty good.
Yeah. Aretha Franklin, Sam Cooke, Otis Redding. It's all soul. Nothing
That
really
Philly sound.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing really out of the blue except for number 20, Robert Plant. The only rock singer on his list.
Is it all soul?
Oh no, Rod Stewart 18 too. All soul otherwise.
See, but we know from studying this stuff intensely that Rod Stewart feared being on the same bill as Paul Rogers.
Yeah, well, I can tell you right now, Paul Rogers not on anyone's list.
We need to,
because it's not technical, dude.
Right. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. He'd be number 1 on every.
Lou Graham.
Yeah.
It's 2.
Solomon Burke.
Oh, Reverend Solomon Burke.
Yeah, I mean,
rest in peace.
I mean, this, all pretty much all soul again. Except
is he
for
going number 1 is like Jackie Wilson
Sam
or Lil
Cooke.
Richard?
Sam Cooke.
I mean, Sam Cooke.
Yeah,
yeah, sure.
definitely. He'd be top 3 for me, probably.
Yeah.
But the
any Al Green?
Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of people who chose Al. I'm just gonna kind of read the sort of interesting picks here.
We
got number 6 on Solomon Burke's list, Christina Aguilera.
The guy's still trying to fuck at
number
88.
Number 20, Celine Dion.
I mean, both of those women have incredible voices.
There you go. You got Sebastian Bach.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does he put himself on
number
the list?
1, Sebastian Bach.
There you go.
Yeah, he's number 1 on his own
100%,
list here.
Yeah.
He's got number 1. He filled it out really weird way. His number 1 has 5 different number 1s within number 1. So they're all tied.
Okay.
Sebastian Bach, Jeff Buckley, Rob Halford of Judas Priest, Janis Joplin, and Axl Rose.
Yeah. So also what you're noticing here is there's kind of like a racial divide going on as well between the artists. It's like
except for Cat Stevens.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah.
So far, yeah.
They're kind of. It's a little bit of a kind of like repping your crew.
But the interesting thing is here, number 2, Neil Young.
On whose?
Sebastian Bach.
But that's number 6, really.
Yeah. Neil Young and Sly Stone tied for number 2.
That's a sick. See, if we have our top Trump style game, like where you like
with the
party cards game, that'd be a cool band. Sly and Neil.
Really good. Really good. His list is very interesting.
Gonna struggle to work with each other though. Both kind of megalomaniacs.
Yeah.
Similar vibe though when it comes to like not really giving a shit. Like megalomaniacs, but like, oh, we lost the tape from yesterday. Fuck it. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even need you around here.
Actually, frankly. Or tape.
Yeah.
I've done the album. No one's ever going to hear it. Fuck you. I don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just talking to each other like that the whole session.
You made the album. I already made it.
I know
last
I made
night.
it.
I know I did.
Yeah, I know you. Well, I made it too.
Yeah.
Fuck you then.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like 2 albums getting made. Yeah.
Best music of all time.
Yeah, it's
destroyed.
like the White Album style.
Yeah,
There's 2.
it is. But they don't record it.
No.
Because it's not about it. They just like, then like David Briggs is there with a shotgun.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of coke.
Archives come out and then
now
40 years later,
yes,
it's the best music.
Yeah, exactly. But you can't listen to it because it's not on Spotify.
No.
Yeah, I got a Tidal ad, a sponsored ad being like, come listen to Neil over here.
You got to buy it through the Square. You got to get a Square to
is that
swipe
the
your
only way?
card to
Is that
subscribe.
how you do it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I have one.
Jay-Z also owns a piece of Tiffany's jewelry.
I like that stuff a lot.
Sebastian Bach's list really interesting. Only 5 too, but like stacked in certain numbers. So we got Sly Stone, Neil Young tied for 2.
Okay.
Tied for 3, Brad Delp.
Who's Brad Delp?
Don't know. Ronnie James Dio and Tom Waits.
Who's Ronnie James Dio?
Ronnie James Dio is an 80s kind
These
of
like sleazy strip guys.
God, we're gonna get some heat for not knowing the band he's in. I think he sang in like a Motley Crue style.
Brad Delp's from Boston.
From Boston. Okay.
So this is getting technical, actually, a little bit.
That's pretty technical. Well, singer like Sebastian Bach, obviously.
Yeah, he's gonna pick some
technical.
I'm looking at it
Dio's the band, maybe? Are they called Dio? Dude, I'm sorry.
He's fronted many bands.
Yeah.
Elf, Rainbow Sabbath, Dio, and Heaven and Hell.
Yeah, he took over in Sabbath for a bit. That's right. But then Dio is the band.
I don't even know what that is.
Whatever,
dude.
I don't know. Number 4, Geddy Lee. Strange. Number 5,
really
Phoebe
strange.
Snow.
Okay.
Nice.
Sure.
Patti Smith.
She's
kind of cool.
So
take a guess at who Patti Smith would pick.
I'm just wondering why Phoebe Snow's in there.
Just trying to be kind of hip.
Hey, look, she's folk.
She's good.
But like Ricky Lee Jones or something. If he's okay, Patti Smith, 2008. She's not at the time. She's not. I don't think she's famous again yet, is she? She's still kind of C-list at this point.
I don't know.
She's not put out that
respected.
Yeah, but not.
I like that they make you sign
Is
it.
Dylan number 1 for her?
No.
Okay, like Richard Hell.
Dylan not. Oh no, number 12.
Okay, let me try again with her. I mean, give me like some. Is it like a proper singer? Like I don't know, fucking like Elvis or something.
Elvis number 1. Nice.
It's insane.
You know,
that's imagine at that age
like,
still being like, I'm gonna go.
It's kind of like American cool though. She's like it's
like
classic. Patty's cool.
Like St. J.D. Salinger's her favorite author.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, James Brown number 2. Yeah. Eric Burton number 3.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah. Hendrix 4, singer. Interesting.
Not really known as a singer.
Grace Slick number 5.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? Can I just interrupt?
Yeah.
It's about Grace.
Nobody's even enjoying this, surely.
I'm having a great time. And don't you dare talk about ranking.
We got Ozzy Osbourne coming up.
I just wanted to say that the song White Rabbit, I was thinking about it.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And I had you just reminded me, I got to write this stuff down because obviously it's super important stuff. I think that Jefferson Airplane might be one of those bands that no one really listens to. So like they're just famous for like, maybe they're good for like soundtracks. It's cultural because the song was about acid. But I don't think anyone ever like plays a Jefferson Airplane
I can tell you
record.
with 100% certainty that you are exactly right about that.
Okay, good.
No one
like puts surrealistic
ever throws
on
volunteers the album.
No, let's listen to it and stuff.
I mean, White Rabbit, you're stoned, you're having a good time.
But it's only for that reason, which makes it kind of strange.
There's a few songs,
yeah.
But yeah, there are other bands like that too. I mean, of the big bands of that era, I think they're up the bottom.
Yeah, of course, and they're also like no one really listens to them.
Well, because they're not very good. I don't.
Well, they're also hard to listen to. Do you think people listen? Okay, this is a bit contentious.
Yeah.
Do you think people? It's same sort of world. Think anyone listens to Janis Joplin really?
More so, yes. But she didn't make that many recordings.
But it's pretty intense stuff.
It is intense. I'll give you that. But there's more there.
Okay,
I would say I dig the band.
Okay,
I like Big Brother and the Holding Company, like the way they play and stuff. Jefferson Airplane. It's kind of like
punk,
bad blues.
It's bad blues. It's kind of like it's like bad Paisley Psych blues.
Yeah.
Whereas
like, you put on a Jefferson Airplane record next to a Grateful Dead record, it's just
put on a Jefferson Airplane record next to a Jefferson Starship record.
Sure.
And you're fucking having a way better time with the Starship.
The first time the only time, I guess. Do you know the story that one of the probably the first concert I ever went to, James?
Yeah.
Was to see the Beach Boys. Get this.
Yeah.
I thought of this the other day, and I thought this might blow your mind a little bit.
I'm listening.
I saw them at Royal Athletic Park in Victoria.
This is when they were doing the
outside in 1992.
Well, weren't they? I thought they were touring your favorite record by them.
I know, but at the time I was 8 years old.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking to myself, this is the Beach Boys. They're doing fun and shit.
Is sick.
Now looking back, it was Mike Love, Stamos.
Yeah,
it was that tour.
I know. Yeah,
Summer in Paradise.
I know, it's twisted,
and it was so bad. And you know who opened?
Shock me.
Jefferson Starship.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Kokomo style,
whole
AM
tour.
Gold.
Whole tour.
Yeah.
But I remember...
If only you believe in miracles, baby, so do I. That's a strange song. Count on Me. That's a good song by Jefferson Starship. Count on me.
There's another band like Jefferson Airplane that's
I've got
a really good example.
Joe Cocker.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Joe Cocker's totally that. Like, no one really listens to it.
One time, I went down...
you once listened.
No, I went down to Zulu, and I'm like... Mad Dogs and Englishmen, the live one.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, nobody likes the albums.
No.
But I'm like, this live one's going to be... It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Like, drink some beers and, like, throw on, like, I'm at the show.
Yeah.
Double LP. Got about halfway through the first side, returned it the next day.
It's like, no.
So, just being real here.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah.
And hey, listen, honestly, if anyone... I'd love some interaction on this.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure there's a few bands that no one really has ever listened to. I mean, there's books like that for
Janis
sure.
Joplin, Pearl is a pretty good record. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. I'm going to sit with this one a bit.
Let's think about it for a second.
Because I know there are more. I'm going to go here with it.
Okay.
Elton John.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe.
Like, greatest hits, sure.
But albums?
You throwing on Tumbleweed Connection front to back? Like,
maybe not.
Yeah.
Big hits, though.
Big hits, for sure.
Okay.
Hits are great. I mean, Janis, I like the hits, but she died cut short.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I would... okay, if you get really deep into it, some Jimi Hendrix records.
I was gonna go there, but I was afraid to say it.
It's a bit scary to say it, but I'm like, it's possible that like Jimmy, Axis Boulder's Love.
That's the one my favorite though.
Okay, yeah,
that's the only one I like.
So you're in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that one, but only because of like one time that I ate like a giant bag of mushrooms and listened to it. So it's kind of like wired to my brain or something. But I know I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'll give you a really good one.
Okay.
Aerosmith.
I don't know I'm pretty sure Luke listens to Aerosmith.
I don't know if he does. That's why he takes a lot of heat from his friends when he like makes fun of them. Like, Rocks is pretty good.
Right.
You got a few good songs, but like, I don't know if anybody's throwing on the album
just to chill.
No, greatest hits band. But I'm not.
But it's also like
this is not a greatest hits band topic. Though.
No, it isn't.
Because they don't count. That no one actually listened to it at all.
Not at all. I don't think anyone listens to Jefferson Airplane.
Okay, so I see.
I don't think anyone's ever listened to it.
So this is different.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
This isn't like who's bad at making albums but makes good
has great music.
No, it's bands that somehow exist, and it's like I've never heard of anyone. I've never heard of anyone listening to them. I mean, I'll sit and think about this live. It'll take 5 minutes for me to come up with some other names, but I think that Janis might be one of those people.
Well, let's go through a few more of these.
Yeah, please.
Maybe we'll get some ideas. So Ozzy Osbourne, I think you can guess. Who would Ozzy pick?
People definitely listen to Sabbath, by the way.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, people listen to Sabbath.
You can't say that. They're great.
Yeah, people listen to them.
Great
I've heard them.
Great records.
Yeah. His top three are going to be like Beatles. Beatles and Stones.
No, and then who? No, because I would have guessed that his number 3 would have been his number 1.
He's going to go like, I think he's going to be like John before Paul, though.
Yeah. John, Paul, 1, 2.
And then 3...
Elton John.
Interesting.
Because he loves piano ballads.
He does, yeah.
And then
he did that Demented one, didn't he, in the 2000s?
Going through... Well, he did that with Changes on Sabbath 4.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Different. Yeah. No, I'm talking about the one he did with Jessica Simpson.
Oh, yeah. But I remember, like, I did a... or, like, I heard an interview with him where he said, like, if he'd had his way...
Yeah.
Sabbath would have been like all ballads. Yeah.
Follow my way.
For Steve Marriott. Is he from
not Free, like Traffic?
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. 5 Little Richard. 6 Ozzy Osbourne.
I've been very surprised I haven't seen Little Richard show up.
He's coming up.
More.
He's
Jackie
coming.
Wilson, Little Richard. Van Morrison. No one's mentioned him.
Some of the Ozzy's list is cool, man. I like seeing some of this. Number 15, Ray Davies.
That's cute.
19, Neil Young.
Okay.
Kind of interesting to see Ozzy.
Not technical, more storytellers.
Luke said he thinks it's like a nasal, like their
relationship.
Yeah. They both are nasally singers.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like, a lot of Little Richard coming up here. Mike Campbell, Tom Petty. James Brown, number 1.
This is Mike Campbell's list. Or they do it together?
Of Tom Petty. I was saying in case people didn't know.
Oh, I see. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
James Brown, number 1.
Yeah, his is pretty stock. It's all the best. I like this. Merle Haggard kind of put some like sticky notes on his here. It's all country. Merle Haggard. All the best. So it's kind of
the union guys. They're all sticking up for their people, aren't they?
Here's a good one. Maynard James Keenan. Not sure who he is, but
I know who he is. Isn't he the guy from Tool?
Yes. He only has one entry on his list. Number 1. Maynard James Keenan.
Yeah, because these guys, literally, he's an infected clown.
Yeah. he's only
like,
put himself.
He invented the infected clown genre almost.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't put like Geddy Lee on it, maybe.
No?
It's like, no, because he doesn't even make music.
Like a fellow clown.
Remember when Tool last year, it got like hip to say you were into Tool?
Yeah.
Like the whole world went so post-irony, it was like, no, I'm actually in, like the new Tool record's good.
I can't even imagine.
He's probably not even the singer from Tool.
I remember that when I was a kid, a friend of mine had that Tool CD.
Yeah.
Where
the
like
videos were cool.
On the CD, it's like a guy like bent over from behind, like sucking his own dick.
Nice.
Whatever it is. I think
like
it was
Prince style, like Marilyn Manson style. Or the rib removal thing.
Yeah, it was like something like that.
Yeah.
I remember the image of it being quite disturbing.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure was the intention.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at now? Like, which now
No.
it's quite funny to me.
Yeah.
But like, if you look at now, like, when we look at like a Marilyn Manson, like liner notes.
Nice.
So like, it's trying to be so fucking psycho.
Oh, yes.
But it's like whoever was in the band, it's like Mike Thomas, like chicken grinder. Like not guitar, like it's all like baby mulcher. Like that's
I'd
like,
like to read
like
those
the credits,
kind of things.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's like freaking you out, man.
Check this out, man. This one is really interesting. Keith Richards. What I will say, you know, Pretty.
No Jagger.
No Jagger.
Yeah.
Number 20, Keith Richards. Puts himself on, but not Jagger.
Interesting.
That's very strange, isn't it?
Yeah. Who's number 1 for Keith?
Aretha.
That's nice.
Number 2, Jimmy Cliff. It's kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
He likes reggae.
Yeah. Do you like anyone put like Strummer in there or anything? You know,
I haven't seen that, but we're getting near the end here. We've got James Hetfield.
He's gonna put like the Beatles up top.
Number 1, Ronnie James Dio.
What? I guess he's technically good, maybe.
Number 2, Lane Staley of Alice in Chains.
Yeah. Well, like, isn't that like the Satanic Beatles or something?
Yeah.
Lane
Yeah, exactly.
Staley, yeah.
Him and Chris Cornell.
Or something like that. But hang on a second. Wait.
Who's number 4?
I guess the fucking that guy that we don't know what band he's
Ronnie
in
James Dio
is like really important.
I think
to
he's technically considered the best.
Like he invented metal singing or something.
We should have had Luke on for this to tell us who these people are.
Yeah.
It's a big mistake.
We're gonna get a lot of messages about this one from just him.
I like this from just him.
Yeah.
I like number 17. He just says Cal, and then in brackets from Discharge. So he doesn't know his last name.
Mate.
The guy from Discharge. Yeah. It's all just...
Imagine being in a band called Discharge, dude. Imagine like sitting around and being like, you talking about Marilyn Manson liner notes all you like. Their band name is Discharge. It's incredible. It's just like, that's a Spinal Tap moment.
Oh, for sure. Discharge.
Well, we were thinking like, what happens when a gun goes off?
Yeah.
Yeah. You discharge
didn't
it.
specify which gun, did we?
Could have been, and also your body.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You do the math. You put it together.
Yeah. Who else have we got in there in this list? I'm really enjoying this.
It's all hard rockers.
Hetfield.
Yep.
Dio's in it. Hey, number 1.
Except for he also includes Freddie Mercury, Robert Plant, Johnny Cash, the original. kind of considered the original metal singer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just in just kind of fucking all out attitude, man.
Well, I mean, I think that's part of it is like, and often, I mean, you know me, often I just kind of go to bar to bar, wait till anyone will talk to me, really.
Yeah.
And I'll sit there and then they won't really be interested in talking about this kind of stuff, but I'll say to them, oh, notice you, I sometimes go down to Funky Wink and be like, notice you're wearing a, Metallica t-shirt there. You're kind of metal. You're into metal, right?
Yeah.
Or like a t-shirt where I can't tell what it says, so I just assume it's metal. And I'll be like, you know who my favorite metal singer is? Favorite Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's like they're like, huh? Okay, interesting. Get this guy a beer. I want to chat to him.
Yeah.
He seems like a cool guy who's really knows something. So because it's kind of a lot of people have that T-shirt, that Johnny Cash T-shirt, right? Or like a poster.
Yeah, and then and then the people will be like, I mean, that Johnny Cash, like, he's a country singer, man.
Yeah,
like, what about Metallica? Like, they went and like played in a prison,
dude. Yeah,
like they're actual badasses. Yeah. Actually, Johnny Cash was the first one to play in a prison.
I see. Yeah, and it's also easy if things get really kind of tough. You just agree on the Dio guy, and everyone shakes hands, and it's like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
in a bar, that's a safe thing to say.
This is what Danny.
Check
Dio.
this out. This one surprises me.
Yeah,
James Blunt.
What? Oh, he's choosing?
Yeah.
He's choosing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Number 1, James Blunt.
Well, he's very, very funny, James Blunt. I don't even know this.
Oh, is that what it is? Because I think it's a weird move for like a really modern artist to pick themselves.
No, he's very self-effacing.
Okay.
Famously.
So he's kidding around.
Who else did he pick?
I guess Don Henley 15, also a joke, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, he kind of...
Freddie Mercury, Al
He recently
Green.
threatened to release new music if Spotify didn't take the Joe Rogan stuff off their podcast.
Oh, that's funny.
He's that kind of guy.
Yeah, I get it. Barry Gibb, number 7. I like that.
That's nice.
Hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah. Falsetto guys. It's guys who understand how hard it is to sing up there.
It's true, yeah. That's true. Prince?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Prince in his list?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a falsetto guy. Yeah, exactly.
A lot of falsetto guys
Yeah.
here. Yeah. Anyway, we got Iggy Pop. Similar to Patti Smith. Elvis. Number 1. Kind of
nice.
cool.
Yeah, American.
John Lennon, number 2. Paul McCartney, number 3. That's weird.
Well, you'll notice that Lennon's always ahead of McCartney, and it must infuriate.
As a singer, that
Paul
would
McCartney.
kill him. Yeah. His list's pretty cool. Kurt Cobain's on there.
Yeah.
Toots Hibbert.
Interesting. Political choice.
Sick. David Crosby.
Crosby?
No, he's picking now.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not on Iggy Pop's list.
I don't think he made anyone's list.
No.
Crosby, number 1, Bonnie Raitt.
He's just a good guy, man.
Yeah. Number 2, James Taylor. Interesting.
He does kind of think of himself as kind of being.
I think he's a better singer than James Taylor.
He's probably trying to just get but it's not. It's about the words, man.
Yeah,
it's about the words.
John Lennon, Paul McCartney.
Oh,
right. Well, everyone's
driving Paul McCartney crazy.
Oh man, yeah, it's great stuff. All the classics: Joni, Mama Cass, Randy Newman. I like that. Yeah, I'm just seeing if there's any of his sort of bros on it here. No one from his group.
Well, he probably felt it's like the wrong thing to do because they would be the top, right?
Yeah,
they would probably say as well. He would say, if he was being a bit less humble, he'd be like, number 1, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Like the 3 of us, we are one voice
together.
Yeah,
that'd be sick. He should have done that.
He should have done that.
That'd be sick. Yeah. Courtney Love, can't even read it.
Gacked
it's
out.
all like, like drugged
I killed
out.
my husband is what it says.
Number 1, weird. It says, this is real. It says Kurt Cobain, and it's crossed out, and it says me.
That's twisted.
And then number 2 is Courtney Love, crossed out, and it says Kurt.
Get over it.
What is that?
Dude? Get over it.
That's
This is
weird.
like Yoko shit.
Number 3, Bob Dylan. I don't know.
Yeah.
Number 4, Michael Stipe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
Kind of weird.
I think it's really interesting just to think about who's in the headline, the sub-headline that they picked Ozzy, her, over like Hetfield at this point. It's very interesting.
She put Paul above John. She's the only one.
Well,
that's weird. I'm a little shaken about her whole crossing off Kurt and putting me.
Yeah. I think
not that into that.
We could probably end it there.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
We've done like an hour. And
you know what? At some point, I just don't feel like laughing anymore.
Wow, so true. We didn't even really talk enough about the Chili Peppers.
Well,
we'll just do another episode.
The album's coming out.
Yeah.
Dude, and there's going to be a lot to talk about. Anyway, all I wanted to say about that is that it sounded great. Frusciante sounded great.
It's unbelievable.
I thought the singing... but I think it was. Has anyone we know been talking about how he's doing a pirate?
It's brand new.
But the chorus, he doesn't sing pirate.
No, he's just being...
So I think the character in the verses is pirate.
He's a pirate. He's a sailor.
He's talking about sailing.
He's a sailor, so he's being kind of a pirate archetype.
And in the chorus, as though he's doing...
Just chilies.
Yeah. Which it sounds sick. Chorus is good.
I got to tell you, man, like, there's something about them allowing the mistakes in and just being a 4-piece that's very bizarrely refreshing when you hear it.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like, fuck it, like whatever. And you know what? Sounds like the Chili's.
Check it out again, though, because I think there might have been a bit of tuning.
Oh, he's tuned up. Everyone's tuned up,
though?
Dude.
Why?
Listen, you got to hear yourself tuned up, dude. It's pretty good. He's a tuned pirate.
I know, but
I
don't like it really tuned.
Yeah.
I like a little out.
The guitars sounded good though, didn't they?
Yeah, that's true. The solo sounded really kind of loose and good.
It's sick.
Yeah. Very kind of Luke Paquin-y, kind of like fuzzy sort of.
Well, listen, Luke's probably going to get the call next time Frusciante backs out because he
great.
does it. He'd be great. Really, great hair, kind of similar hair.
Perfect.
Just put
vibe.
on a little bit of weight, like kind of like NA weight. That's all he needs.
Perfect
to do.
vibe for it.
Yeah,
he could do it.
Yeah.
100%.
Only old Frusciante, not like Frusciante now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he could have done the like hyper speed kind of. I mean, he can certainly play that stuff.
Maybe
he can hammer like that. But I know if you, I
this,
can't imagine him on like higher ground and stuff like Mother's Milk era chilies.
Dude, I don't know. Some of that hot heat shit's pretty fucking up tempo, man.
Yeah, it's true. Actually,
it's angular kind of.
Yeah.
He had to unlearn his blues and learn that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
but definitely this.
Can he tap?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say that he can't do anything, but I'll tell you this much. He, if for this new Chili's kind of mature Chili sound, Luke could knock it out of the park.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Leave it there.
Okay, great. Bye-bye.